Have you ever noticed how your mind just won't quiet down? The moment you wake up, it begins. Today's to-do list, yesterday's mistake, next week's plans, that message you still haven't replied to, thought after thought rising up before you've even gotten out of bed, on the train, in the bath, under the covers at night. Your mind is always busy, always somewhere else. It's like a television that keeps changing channels on its own. No matter what you do, the thoughts just keep spinning. Sometimes you just want to whisper to your own head, "Please, just be quiet for a moment." Here's something that might surprise you. 2,500 years ago, someone felt exactly the same way, and the Buddha offered that person a solution so simple and so unexpected that it changed everything. Let me share that story with you today. Among the Buddha's disciples, there was a young man who was deeply devoted to his practice. He woke before anyone else. He stayed up later than anyone else. He memorized every teaching word for word. He never missed his duties, not the daily rounds for alms, not the cleaning of the grounds, not a single thing. By every measure, he was an exemplary student. But there was one thing he simply could not overcome. Whenever it came time to sit in meditation, his mind refused to settle. The moment he closed his eyes, the thoughts would flood in. That family looked annoyed during alms this morning. I'm probably falling behind the other disciples. Where should I sit during tomorrow's teaching? The harder he tried to be still, the louder the noise inside became. One day, the young disciple finally went to the Buddha and knelt before him. "Teacher," he said, "no matter how hard I try, I cannot calm my mind. The more I sit, the more restless I become. Is it possible that I simply lack the ability for this?" The Buddha smiled gently and replied with a question. "Tell me, if you went to the river to fetch water and you wanted to see the stones at the bottom, what would you do?" The disciple thought for a moment. "I would wait for the water to clear. And if instead you reached in and stirred up the mud with your hands to make it clear faster, what would happen?" "It would only become muddier." "That," said the Buddha quietly, "is exactly what you are doing." He continued, "The mind is like river water. Wind stirs it into waves. A hand reaching in makes it murky. But if you simply leave it as it is, in time the mud settles on its own and the water becomes clear." The disciple felt something shift inside him. He had been desperately fighting his own thoughts, trying to push them away, trying to force stillness. Without realizing it, he had been stirring the mud. The Buddha went on, "When a thought arises, do not treat it as your enemy. When a fallen leaf drifts down the river, do you feel hatred for that leaf? No, you simply watch it float away. Let the thoughts in your mind be the same. They rise, they pass. Simply observe them." From that day on, the disciple changed his approach. When a thought arose, he did not chase it away. He did not cling to it either. He simply noted it. "Ah, there is a thought," and let it be. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, the water of his mind began to clear. What the Buddha taught that disciple is at the very heart of what Buddhist tradition calls meditative stillness, the art of settling the mind. It may sound like a lofty concept, but at its core it is beautifully simple. It is the state of being calm and quietly present. Not distracted, not forced, just peacefully here. And this is where many of us get it wrong. When someone tells us to concentrate, we tend to clench. We furrow our brows, tighten our jaw, and try to grip our attention and hold it in place. But that kind of effort only tires the mind further. The Buddha's way was the opposite. Not force, but release. Not holding on, but letting go. Not fighting thoughts, but gently witnessing them. Let's stay with that image of the river a little longer. Thoughts and emotions rise in our minds constantly. Joy, sadness, worry, frustration. This is natural. It is human. There is nothing wrong with the fact that they arise. The difficulty comes when we cling to them. When anger surfaces, we replay the scene over and over. Why did they say that to me? When anxiety rises, We run through every possible scenario. What if this goes wrong? What if that happens? This is stirring the mud. The Buddha knew that we cannot stop thoughts from arising. The mind moves, just like the breath, it cannot be held still by force. But we do have a choice in how we respond. We can be swept along by every thought that comes, or we can simply watch it pass. This act of watching, of noticing without being pulled in, is what Buddhist teaching calls awareness, or mindful presence. In the ancient language it was called sati, in Japanese nen, right remembrance, clear seeing. Difficult words perhaps, but the practice itself is wonderfully plain. Ah, there is anger. That's it, just that. The moment you notice a feeling without being consumed by it, something shifts. Where you were once standing in the middle of the river, caught in the current, you are suddenly standing on the bank, watching the water flow by. This small shift is the first step toward a clearer, calmer mind. So how does this 2,500-year-old wisdom speak to our lives today? In many ways, there has never been a time when the need for stillness has been more urgent. Our phones buzz with notifications before we've finished our morning coffee. Social media shows us an endless stream of other people's opinions and highlights. The news pulls at our worries. Emails demand immediate replies. From the moment we wake until the moment we sleep, our minds are pelted with stimulation. Researchers estimate that the average person has more than 60,000 thoughts every single day, and the majority of them are the same thoughts repeated from yesterday. If your mind feels loud, please know this. It is not because you are weak. It is because you are living in an age of extraordinary noise, and your mind is simply doing what minds do in the midst of it all. Let me share a few simple things you can try starting tomorrow. But first, before you reach for your phone in the morning, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Just 3. You don't need to close your eyes. You can still be lying in bed. Simply breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly, 3 times. While you do, pay attention only to the breath itself. The feeling of air entering through your nose, your belly gently rising, the warmth of the air as it leaves. Just that. This is how you give the water of your mind a chance to settle before the day begins to stir it. The second, at any moment during the day, at work, in the middle of chores, waiting for a train, if you notice that restless, buzzing feeling rising up inside, try whispering to yourself, "Ah, there it is. Nothing more. You don't need to make it stop. You don't need to fix anything. Just notice." This is exactly what the Buddha taught his disciple. See the leaf floating down the river. Don't grab it. Don't push it away. Just watch it. And here's the quiet miracle of it. In the very moment you notice, something loosens. You step back from the feeling, just slightly, and in that small distance, there is peace. The third practice, at the end of the day, give yourself 5 minutes of doing nothing. Turn off the television, set down your phone, don't pick up a book, simply sit in a chair or lie on your bed, and nothing. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. A voice may say, "This is a waste of time. I should be doing something." But remember the river. Left undisturbed, the water clears on its own. Those 5 quiet minutes are a gift you give to a mind that has been stirred all day. You are finally letting the mud settle. None of these 3 practices require any special skill. No special place, no equipment, no cost. All they ask for is a small and gentle intention. And one more thing, please be kind to yourself when it doesn't go perfectly. If a thought drifts in during your 3 breaths, that's fine. If you miss the moment to notice during the day, that's fine. If your 5 quiet minutes turn into 5 minutes on your phone without realizing it, that's fine too. Because the moment you notice, "Oh, I drifted again," that itself is awareness. That is the practice. The young disciple in our story did not find a clear mind in a single day. Again and again he stirred the mud. Again and again the current swept him away. But each time he noticed, and in that noticing, slowly, gradually, the water began to clear. Before we close, there is one thing I want to gently offer you. Calming the mind does not mean feeling nothing. It does not mean erasing joy or sadness or anger or fear. It is not about becoming numb to life. It means learning to let those feelings flow naturally, to watch them rise and fall with a quiet, steady presence, like a river whose water is clear enough that you can finally see the stones resting on the bottom. You begin to see yourself, your own inner life, with a kind of soft, unhurried clarity. That is what the Buddha was pointing toward. Your mind has felt a great deal today. It has worked hard, worried, wondered, and wandered. You deserve a moment of rest. Tonight, if there is even a little space in your day, give yourself 5 minutes. Sit with the river of your mind. Don't try to stop it. The water of your mind will clear. There is no need to rush. No need to force it. Simply be still, just as you are. Thank you so much for staying with me through this story today. The fact that you gave yourself this time, that quiet, unhurried listening, may itself have been the first step towards stillness. I look forward to being with you again, living with the Buddha's wisdom, moment by moment. May your day be filled with quiet and with peace.